just getting you guys to the edge of your seats, as far to the edge as we possibly can. The precipice of anticipation.
Oh
All
boy.
right, you guys ready for take number 2? We're back on.
All right. Awesome. Here we go. Round number 2. All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so welcome to the game. We spawn right in SpongeBob's Pineapple, where we need to collect our first golden spatula. Oh, wait, never mind. We can just warp right to Patrick. We'll be getting that spatula later. So instead, we will go straight to Jellyfish Fields, our first level of the game, where we can enter. Each level has its own, like, amount of spatulas you need to enter. But Jellyfish Fields is a freebie. You get to hear some very cool yelling. And we're going to do some lag strat. That's right. Alright, awesome. So now we are on top of Jellyfish Rock. Yes, when I told you this game got some wild strat, I meant it. I meant it. We're already doing lag strats within a couple months of this game's release. And we're going to do another one right after. Boy, I feel a little rusty, but I swear this is going to be perfect. Second lag strat of probably 8 coming up. So we're going to aim for this way. There we go. Perfect. And we are at the end of the first area of Jellyfish Fields. That was fast. Not too shabby. Now we're going to enter Patrick's Dilemma. Also, for those that don't know, I have 2 spatulas so far, and I need 75 to enter the final area of the game, the Chum Bucket Lab. And yeah, we got 2 so far. It's only been a couple of minutes-ish. Okay. So now we need to help Patrick by pressing all these buttons around us. Or we could just go straight to the end. With some tight jump spacing, we can just grab that spatula. And you might be wondering what the heck I just did right there. I loaded the game, and then while in the loading animation, I grabbed the spatula, which I'm going to do again here. And you might have also seen that I, for some reason, am in SpongeBob's closet as Patrick. No, that is not intentional. It's just a bug in the game. And now we're going to go annoy Squidward. For this spatula, all we need to do is hit the ground 5 times, and then the spatula appears. And we can cancel the animation of the spatula by hitting the last object in Squidward's house, which triggers the sock. It's quite odd. And yes, there are more lag strats incoming. That one's called a lag bash. That'll allow us to get to places that we would normally not be able to get to. And we get the spatula on top of SpongeBob's Pineapple. Now we're going to go ahead and head over to downtown Bikini Bottom since we are done with Jellyfish Fields for now. We'll be back. Yeah, there is so much to commentate for this game. It's almost ridiculous to even try sometimes. Also, there are these shiny objects that you see in the top right corner here. Those are also very important for going to new areas, as well as trading them in for spatulas. You'll be seeing that soon, and you'll see some skips for some of the spatulas as well. Because for some of the spatulas, you might need like 2,300 shiny objects to activate it, right? But you could just skip it, and you'll see that in downtown. But for now, we're just going to be doing a bit of platforming. I need to kill this guy for the shinies. Shinies are kind of tight in the early game, so I need to be careful. That's also a pretty tight jump. That's very deceiving. And you'll see that in the bottom left corner, we are collecting these wheels. Each level has its own level-specific collect, or what do you call it? Level-specific collectible. That's the word I'm thinking of. Now we're gonna do this weird trick of Sandy. When I said no one expected this when the game came out, I mean it. We are flying as Sandy, ladies and gentlemen. This is called, well, Sandy Infinite Lasso. It's not the exact name for it, but I can't remember it at the moment. I think it kind of explains itself. You infinitely lasso as Sandy. So we get to fly. You know, when I played this game, I knew we were going to fly as Sandy, but I didn't know we'd be able to fly this much. So now what I'm going to do is collect some more wheels. And we're going to do that, so there's this clam right here. You have to pay 2,100 to activate a challenge to get a spatula. But we hit that button. We hit that button and it activates the challenge. Yay! Gonna do some more load trickery. And now we have collected the spatula without paying for the clam. We're gonna do some more flying to get to the end of rooftops here. Alright. And now this is where things get a little fast. Oof. Wait, hold on. I have to get up. I have to get up on here. I got stuck a little bit. Alright. So now, when I slide off of a slide, Sandy goes a little bit faster. And when you hit things in the air, you can also make Sandy fly downward. So I can go straight to the end faster. It's super fun to do, by the way. Now we're going to enter the lighthouse. Basically, this area is just the, you know, destroy all the robots and you get a spatula. That's pretty much it. And what's good about this is, since you know where those blue things that we're killing, they spawn other robots. So we're supposed to be fighting more robots per level of the lighthouse. But yeah, because we're killing the thing that spawns them all so early, we don't have to fight a lot of them. Come up here. Whoops. Okay, he just decided I don't want to fight anymore and he started running away. So now we've killed every robot. That wheel is unlocked and so is the spatula. We're going to do a trick that allows us to skip that spatula animation. And that's kind of a running theme with this game. There are a lot of spatula animation skips. Like, a ton. I barely have enough shinies. Remember when I said the shinies were super tight? I have 7 left after that. And I needed 2,100. So yeah, it's... At this point, it's not super tight anymore, but yeah, that's as tight as it gets, pretty much. Now we're going to play a Sandy in the Sea Needle. Now, Sea Needle is super, super weird. There was a big oversight in this area. For one, there are these 3 bungees that you're supposed to use SpongeBob to destroy all the tikis at the bungee. That didn't make any sense. Let me start over. There are 3 areas, right? There are 3 areas in which you have to destroy all the tikis, okay? Now, you're supposed to use SpongeBob to do so, but we're going to play as Sandy. And instead of going to all 3 areas to destroy all the tikis, we're just going to go to one area 3 times. And it works the same way. So this is the first area, where it has the least amount of tikis. We're going to use Sandy to fall down, destroy all the tikis, wait for these to go away. So that was number 1, and then we're going to go down the same the same area again. And so there's like a counter. There's like a counter in the game, and when that counter gets to 3, then we can collect the spatula. So right now the counter is at 2, Once we destroy all the tikis in an area, then that counter goes up by 1. That was the third one. And now we can only collect the spatula as SpongeBob here, so we have to switch back over to him. Okay. More load trickery. Alright, and we are done with the sea needle. Now from here we're going to collect the last 2 wheels. And what these wheels are really, really useful for, of course when we collect all of them we're going to get a spatula, but we're not going to get that yet. We will get that later. Instead we're going to go back to Jellyfish Fields. What that is useful for is for a trick called CCA, or Collectible Counter Abuse. Basically, you can abuse the level-specific collectibles. Actually, I'll talk about this more later. It'll be pretty clear once I actually do it. But instead, we're gonna go to Jellyfish Caves. My bad. And we're gonna use that sandy glitch to do it. Okay. So normally I'd want to be a little lower so I could just fly through the cave with the same speed, but because I need to descend, I'm actually going to do that here. But manually descending means I also lose speed. So, not as cool, but it gets the job done. So now we need to collect the spatula here, which normally would be a very long trek as Patrick. But Sandy is more than capable of getting the job done. Alright, so from here, we're going to activate the next area in Jellyfish Fields, but we're going to leave. That's not the place I want to go to. I want to go here. We're going to leave Jellyfish Fields again, but we'll be back again. Instead, we're gonna go talk to Patrick to get our 15th spatula. First, we'll grab a sock. That's kind of a cool thing. Instead of being able to skip the spatula animation here, we're able to talk to an NPC while in the animation, and we get to move. Yeah. That's kind of a cool thing. So, in Battle for Bikini Bottom, there are 3 hubs. This is the end of the first hub. And each hub ends with a boss, one of the major bosses. And so this is the first major boss, Robo Sandy. And what I'm doing here is I'm baiting her to hit me because that skips her other moves that she's supposed to do. Baiting her to hit me twice here skips her 2 attack moves that she's supposed to do that take way longer. So yeah, that's what this fight is basically. Bait her to hit me twice, slam so we can get the head, and then damage her by throwing it against the wires. Alright. Same thing as SpongeBob. So yeah, Robo Sandy is pretty straightforward here. Okay, now we're headed to the Tree Dome, the start of Hub 2 here. Alright, so the Tree Dome is pretty straightforward. Just kill everything. And because those big blue robots, the Duplicatortrons, they spawn other robots, so we want to destroy those first. Another little spatula animation skip there. Gonna go talk to Bubble Buddy and then head over to Goo Lagoon, the last level of the Hub 1 area. We didn't come here before because now that we've beaten the first area, that gave us a power called the Bubble Bowl. which is really useful in Goo Lagoon later. Yes, John, it is very possible to skip the final boss from the start. You do something called Taxi Glitch, and it skips you right to the end. But this category does not use it. It is banned in this category. If there is a time for donations, now would be the perfect time. So we're just doing the Connected Towers mission.
We actually don't have any donations, but
Oh,
that's a shame because we have a great bid war coming on. We have Kill or Save the Animals for Super Metroid: A Link to the Past combo randomizer after this run.
Fantastic.
Also, if you get a chance at some point, I'm being told that I'm a little quiet on the stream if you can turn it down.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that.
Whenever you get a chance, no rush.
Okay. Okay, so right here, I'm gonna do a lag strat. See if I actually get this one. Okay, I did. And this is going to take me to the end of Goo Lagoon. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I am at the very end. However, we're going to go through Goo Lagoon backwards now. Very, very odd. The lag strats here just kind of... Not only do they break the game, but they allow us to get to places that we just shouldn't be. Yeah, you shouldn't obviously be here right now. You should have gone through the sea caves and gone through, well, literally every part of Goo Lagoon before you get here. And we're going to definitely use that to our advantage, as you'll see very soon. But for now, we have to complete the pier area. There's a couple of spatulas here that I want to collect. I'm gonna grab that sock. And then normally right here we would want Hans. He basically grabs you if you're out of bounds. We want Hans to grab us here to skip that animation, which he did. So that was pretty good. Thank you, Hans. And then we're gonna go to the tower bungee. And instead of paying the 2,000 or so shinies that you need to normally activate this bungee, we could just scale it. Easy peasy. If I get this little thing here. Okay, sick. Now we're gonna go to the beginning of the pier. And this is kind of a weird concept. But if you use... Oops. If you go back to the beginning of the final area, it's going to take you to the end of the previous area, right? And the end of the previous area has a spatula. And then we're going to do it again. Now because we have this spatula, we can warp to the beginning of the same area and then go back to the end of the previous area. Does that make any sense? So we're abusing the fact that we're starting at the end. Okay, I need to do a pretty specific bowl here. That should work. Okay, so now we got the spatula at the end of this area. And that bowl that I just did activated this spatula right here. Okay. Yeah, basically Timrod. I think you got it right. Okay, so now we're done with Goo Lagoon, and now we're gonna head over to back to Bikini Bottom, where we're gonna do our next lag strat. This is gonna take us to the third hub area. And that was perfect. Sick. That's exactly where I wanted to go. Right on top of the chum bucket. And so now we're in the third area of Bikini Bottom. We're gonna go straight to the dream world. Yo, Spare, what's up, dude? Alright, and in Dream has some of the hardest things you have to do in the run. I did just gold, yeah. That sound you just heard was my gold. That was like really good. And so yeah, from here we're gonna do Super Bounce Skip. Normally you'd have to pay 1,000 shinies to access that trampoline, but instead we're just gonna use the slide to get there. Easy peasy. Then we're gonna enter Squid's Dream. Alright. Squid's Dream was a real toughie for me. Usually this is supposed to take minutes. Alright, that I expect. At least once. Okay. Here we go. Nice. Alright. Oh no! Dang it. That jump should not have been failed, but that's okay. We definitely got time. I've been doing good so far. Oh, okay. Squid's Dream used to be a run killer for me. Used to. It has now killed this run. If there was a run to begin with on PB pace, it has killed. Okay. Alright, so we got the checkpoint, so we're doing alright. Gonna grab that sock. And then we're gonna do another skip through Squid's Dream. This is only supposed to take about a minute. Currently, I'm taking about a minute 50-ish on this. But yeah, it's okay. Things happen. Ah! Whoops. Alright. I'm putting my game face on. You know what's funny? A lot of reviews for this game said that Squid's Dream was way too hard. And they should have made like the platforms bigger to jump on. I'm starting to agree with them. Okay, I accidentally hit the main menu, but that's okay. It still does the same job, just a little bit slower. Okay. So now we need to do Oil Skip, which is arguably the hardest thing in Dream. Yeah, I know. We just got through losing a minute to Squid's Dream, and now we're doing something harder? That's right. So we need to land on top of this oil that he shoots. See if I do this right. Okay, I did not. But that's okay. I expect to miss this a couple times at least. Everything needs to be very, very specific here. Ah. Okay. Yo, thank you, Monroe and Suki.
Could I sneak in a quick donation?
Sure. Oh.
We have
Sure.
a $20 donation from 2chan. So happy to be part of this marathon. Good luck, Josh. This run is really fun to watch. In the words of Sandy Squirrel, you're faster than a wood chip chipping on a woodpecker, but some of these tricks got me more nervous than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Thank you for the donation, 2chan.
Alright. I just got Oil Skip. Woohoo!
Perfect timing.
And now we have the infamous Patrick's Dream, where you just kind of grab the spatula. That's cool. We need some of those. You know, after all that challenge, we need something like Patrick's Dream. Alright, so now we're going to enter Sandy's Dream, which is the last part of the dream world. We're going to use some of that Sandy flying action. Okay. Now, instead of going through all of this slide area, we're just going to go ahead and fly over to the spatula here. And get the checkpoint here. So we're going to use some more of this Sandy flying action to get to the other part of Sandy's Dream, the Swingers. Which basically is just an area to fight more robots. And once you kill all the robots, then you get a spatula for it. So here we go. We're gonna use this swinger to swing ourselves down. Now the weird thing about this is that I don't have a lot of control. I have less control than usual here. Normally I'd be able to jump to sort of stop my momentum if I so choose. And while I can still do that, it's not as effective with this flying glitch still active. But I got through it just fine. And we are out of here. Gonna do some more load action, grabbing that spatula. And now, remember when I was talking about CCA? You probably don't. It's been a while. There's been a lot of stuff to introduce. But first of all, we're gonna grab this spatula for collecting all the wheels. And then we're gonna go to Goo Lagoon. Now, what the game thinks right now, because I had 11 wheels in downtown, it takes that level-specific collectible here. It takes that level-specific collectible from downtown and transfers it over to Goo Lagoon. So now it thinks I have 11 collectibles in Goo Lagoon, when there's only 5 I need to get the spatula. So I'm basically cheating the game into giving me spatulas. TLDR. Easy spatula. I got a spatula for doing literally nothing. Alright. And this you're supposed to do as Patrick, but you can just use the bowling ball to just, you know, to do what Patrick is supposed to do. This game has a lot of unintended ways to get spatulas. Like, it's ridiculous. And so now would be a great time for anything. Because I am just grinding for shinies right now. Let me see if I can actually turn you up real quick. Just real quick.
Well,
okay.
That'd be terrific.
Alrighty.
Hey-oh. Alright. Well, no new donations, although you out there in the chat have the power to fix that. Keep me going. Keep me talking. Like I said, we have a bunch of cool incentives going on right now, including one for Doom Eternal. You, the viewer, can choose the skin for the Doom guy. Hot Rod, Sentinel, there's something else in there, and Classic. Classic is the painting a bowl of fruit equivalent of player skin. So come on, we can do better than that. Come on. Get those donations in there. Let's get something going.
Fantastic. Had to get the Pog U in there. So I have to grind up until 8,800-ish shiny objects. And I say 8,800-ish because it's not really an exact thing. I don't know if you really can get an exact number every single time. But yeah, you want somewhere around 8,800. And you get 680 shinies doing this grinding method every 11 seconds. So, shouldn't be too much longer. We've got about 3 or 4 more rounds to go. And then I'm going to do another lag strat, which hopefully works. This is one of the harder lag strats, for sure. At least for me. So yeah, let's see if I get this here. Got about... I think I'm gonna go extra here. I'm gonna do 1 extra just in case. Since I am at about 8,600. Yeah, about 8,500. So yeah, I'm gonna do one more. And then... lag. Alright. Here we go. Oh, please. I went too far. So this is out of bounds Jellyfish Fields. And no, we're not going to stay here for long. I'm actually going to get put back where I started. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's so close! I usually land out of bounds with this method, but not all the way back here. But yeah, like I said, this is definitely one of the harder lag strats for me to do. There we go. Alright. So I'm out of bounds, but I can just easily walk back in bounds and snag this up. Alright. Now we're going to perform the boss. Well, we're going to fight the boss, but not really. You'll see soon. But first, we're going to go to downtown, because the way CCA works, you need to teleport to downtown first, and then back to the level you want to do CCA on. So the game, when I go back to Jellyfish Fields, it's going to think, instead of having 11 wheels in downtown, it's going to think I have 11 jellyfish jelly. Oh, whoops. Okay. I did that totally wrong, but that's okay. So instead of fighting, this gives me a bit of time to explain what I'm doing here, at least. Instead of fighting the Jellyfish King, what we're going to do is we're going to use the goo to go over the curtain. Oh, there we go. We went over the curtain. And now, since I'm on the slide and technically still fighting the boss, two different soundtracks are playing at the same time. So, this is interesting. The game is very confused at the moment as to how I could be on the slide and fighting Jellyfish King. Hey, Zukin. And so now, because we have the Jellyfish Jelly, we're going to go ahead and collect this spatula as well. Now we're going to go back to Bikini Bottom and soon enter Murmelair. But before we do that, we need to do one more little lag strat. There we go. Here we go. I clipped in. Oh, okay. That sort of did its job. Alright, we just needed to get on top of Shady Shoals. There would normally be a lot of platforming to get there, but instead we could just lag up there, and yeah, easy peasy. Grab this sock real quick before we enter. And now I like to call Murmelair the Pain-a-Lair for one specific reason. Actually, a couple specific reasons, but this is the first one. Yeah, it sounds like Mermaid Man is saying pain there. And so that's actually why, it's funny enough we got to, German was the language that we get to play in, because it is my favorite language to run in, for that reason specifically. And the second reason why I like to call this place the Pain-a-Lair is because there is one strat that is tough as heck, and it causes a lot of pain. Alright. But before we do that, we still got a bit to go here. We're going to do a lag strat to get this sock up here. Oh, first I have to activate a little lag here. There we go. Snagging that sock. Now we get to do some Patrick stuff. Your favorite starfish. Gonna do some challenges. So we got 3 funnels, 3 buttons we need to hit with these melons. For the first challenge, we can just walk along the side. Easy peasy. Fall to our death. Gets us back here faster. For the second challenge, we can skip half of the platforms. Which actually you can do in the original as well. And then for the final funnel, you just kind of walk to the left. Hopefully the first shot doesn't go to the left. Doesn't matter after that. And then just fall again. And we're done. Easy peasy. Okay. Gonna pay for that clam. There is a strat in which you don't have to pay for that clam, but it's pretty hard, and I never learned how to do it. So, sadly, you won't be able to see that. And then this puzzle right here, you're supposed to get all the towers to face forward. And it's supposed to be this pretty difficult puzzle for kids. But all you have to do is just hit every single button one time, and it just kind of works. Doesn't matter what order, you just do that. Alright. And then there's supposed to be this whole puzzle to get over to the next area, but instead we're just going to use the slide here. Well, yeah, there's a lot that you have to do in this area. Or at least it took me a while to figure out as a kid. But, yeah. Now we're in Security Tunnel. And we're going to do what's called a Vertical Bowl Booster, or VBB, to get up to the different levels of Security Tunnel. Basically, we just stand on top of a bowling ball and then jump off of it. And bada boom, bada bing, we're done. Now we got the end of Security Tunnel. Now this is the pain incoming, lads. This is the strat that I dread. Every fiber of my being hates this strat. And I hope I get it. I really do. Alright, here we go. There's a whole ballroom. Or I'll explain it after, actually. If I don't get it this first time, I'll definitely explain. Okay, I didn't get it the first time. So basically, there is this ball, right? And we're supposed to guide through the whole entire room. It's supposed to just roll all around the room, and it takes so long. But instead, what you can do is hit the ball to go straight to the end of the puzzle. If you do it on the exact frame and really, really precise positioning, yeah, you can get the ball to go straight into a hole, into the end hole. Okay, still not it. That's okay. Only 3 tries down so far. Doesn't take that long to redo it, so it's not the end of the world.
I believe in you.
Thank you. That might be it. Okay, the ball is moving. Oh, it stopped. Now at the end, it needs to go in that hole. Please. No, it disappeared. It was right there. Okay. Got this. We're getting a feel for it. Oh, not quite it. It moved, but not fast enough. That might be it. It goes in the hole. Alright, perfect. We got it. Now we just need to hit that button, and bada boom, bada bing, the spatula is revealed. I'm stuck.
First try.
First try. There we go. Alright. I'm going to snag the spatula real quick. Then we're going to go toward the end of Murmelair. And now the end of Murmelair has this really cool thing where you can grab 2 spatulas in one spatula animation. by using some more text. Oh, need to hit that. There we go. Oh, I need to talk again. Oh, did I soft lock? I think I soft locked. That's funny. Let's see if this works. This is new. Let's see if this works. Nope. Okay. Well, that's fine. We don't get to see it. And I lose out on the spatula. So I have to think of something clever to do for later. A little bit of improvisation. Ooh, actually, that's not going to open either. Yikes. Okay. I have soft locked my game, and we're going to move on. So normally we'd have to fight. We'd have to fight Prawn, but because his lair doesn't open up, because, well, like I said, I soft locked the game. Now we have to just go on to the next level. Now I need 2 spatulas. Okay, so that's cool. Now I gotta figure this out. That's okay, we'll figure something out. But, okay, now we're in rock bottom. And from here, all we need to do is talk to Bubble Buddy and do the, okay, wait, hold on, what's the spatula? The swing-along spatula. So now there would be a whole platforming section with Sandy that you have to do, but instead we can abuse the sponge ball. Just get over there. You get some height from the sponge ball, and bada boom, bada bang. We are done. Now we're going to do another vertical bowl boost. The ones that we did in Mermalair. And first, actually, we need to use the sponge ball to get over to Mr. Krabs. Which is a little difficult to do. But it looks fine. Alright, awesome. Now, this vertical bowl boost is a lot harder than the ones in Mermalair. At least in my experience. Because the ball likes to move. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Got that spatula. And now because we have... This is actually the end of a different area. So now we're going to warp to the same area that we just grabbed the spatula in. And we're going to use Sandy to kind of cheat the system a little bit. There's some more tech with Sandy that isn't just infinite lasso. And this allows her to use the swingers multiple times to gain height. So we're going to scale this area here. And then we're going to use this swinger to gain some more height. Get over to this spatula. Perfect. Then we're gonna go and there's a slide that we're supposed to do here, but we're gonna skip it, and you'll see how. It's actually quite fun. If you don't know about the boxes in this game, what they do is they let you teleport basically from the beginning of an area to the end of the area, as long as you've activated both boxes. I've already activated one of the boxes, and this is the second one. So this is going to teleport me to the beginning of the slide. I'm going to hit that button to start the timer. And then I'm going to take the box to the end, which gives me a spatula. Now we're going to enter the Rock Bottom Museum. With, you guessed it, the sponge ball. Sponge ball is super fast. Oh, and then I just died. Or I didn't die, but my ball died. But that's okay. We got backups. Marathon backups, yeah. Alright. I believe there's actually a way to do the museum with SpongeBob now. But it's been a while, and I feel a lot safer using the one with Sandy. Because infinite lassoing is broken. And it's easy. If you ever wanted to try infinite lassoing for yourself in this game, all you have to do is grab a ledge and press the left trigger. That's it. and then you can infinitely lasso. So for the first part of the museum here, we're just going to press all the buttons, grab the stock real quick, and grab a ledge, press LT, infinite lasso, and we're going to start flying to the end here. that's a really funny sentence. It's even funnier when Sandy starts to talk about barbecue sauce. I'm like, do they use barbecue sauce like that in other countries, or is it just kind of a U.S. thing? I don't know. Texas barbecue sauce in Germany. It's a little cursed. All right. Now we're gonna go to. Oh, actually, I shouldn't have warped to rock bottom for the CCA. I should have warped to downtown, because for every CCA you need to warp to downtown first, and then back to the level you want to do CCA in. Alright, so now I've warped to downtown, we're going to head back to rock bottom to grab our spatula for collecting all of the paintings, which we didn't do. We did not do that. Now we're going to head over to Kelp Forest. Do I have enough spatulas for this? Let's see. I do. Okay. I wasn't sure, because I did skip those 2 spatulas, and I still need to think of a backup for that. Not sure. We'll figure something out. Alright, so like other levels like Goo Lagoon, how we started the level backwards, we're going to the end of Kelp Forest, which we are in now. And we are going to abuse the heck out of Kelp Forest areas. Alright, so now that we have a box, we have the box actives on both sides of the slide here. Let's see here. Now we're going to talk to Barnacle Boy. Why did I just like... Yeah, his name did not come to me. I'm going to talk to Barnacle Boy to activate the slide, and then use the box to go to the end of the slide. And now, since we technically beat the slide, we get the spatula for it. And yeah, the reason why I'm collecting so many spatulas right now is because this game likes to put spatulas at the end of areas. So when I start at the end of a level and I work my way backwards, what ends up happening is there's just a spatula ready at the end of the previous area. Very sort of odd concept, but that is how things work. I'm gonna grab that box. Usually we'd be able to, in the original actually, you're able to hit this button with the cruise missile, but we don't even have that power up yet. We'd have to fight Robo Patrick to do that, but we don't do that at all in this run actually. It's not a totally useless power-up in this game, but it doesn't have many uses. The Bubble Ball is way more useful. Okay, so now we're pretty much done with Kelp Forest. Surprisingly, it was a short ride, but we got, I think we're going to end up with 7 of the 8 spatulas in this area. Just by warping backwards. We get to do that. Alright. Back to Kelp Forest we go for the CCA. Now this level specific collectible in Kelp Forest is the campers. Supposed to find all the campers. So now, right now, it's because it says 0 out of 6 in the bottom left corner. But really the game thinks we have 11 out of 6. Because we had 11 wheels in downtown. So, we have completed the mission. And now we go to Sand Mountain. And I think what I'm going to do here is actually get 2 spatulas here. Normally I would not do that. But Yeah, I'm a little down on spats. Just a little bit. And then I'm actually going to need to grind for a little more shinies, probably. We'll see. Oops. There we go. We're a little down on spats. Alright. So that was the bungee we just paid 2,500 for. Now we warp back up here. And there's a spatula on top of the lodge that we can just kind of jump on the building and then jump to the spatula. Normally we're supposed to do that whole thing with Sandy, but we don't need Sandy. SpongeBob is more than capable. Now we're going to dupe a sock here by collecting that sock in the cutscene and then skipping the cutscene and then grabbing the next sock that pops up there. Quite the oversight. But yeah, we got 2 socks out of that. Okay. Need that sock. Almost forgot it. Alright, so basically, Mrs. Puff has this time trial. There are actually 3 time trials in this level. Sand Mountain. And this is the fastest of the 3 slides. It is quite short. Not much going on here. Just a bit of shiny grinding, because it does cost 1,500 shinies to go into each area. So it's important to try and make that back. Alright. Now that we're done with that, we just have to defeat the robots. Or instead of defeating the robots, we'll just press the buttons behind these duplicatortrons. And then everything just kind of works out. You don't need to kill anything else. Alright. Slide 1 is finished. Normally, I would actually be done with this area. But yeah, I need 2 more spatulas, so we're going to go ahead and do slide 3. I think that is the move here.
Do I have time for a quick donation?
Yes, you do.
We have a $20 donation from CC. Shout out to CC.
Woo.
He said this run is nuts, and I agree with him. This run is nuts. And he put his money towards the Chamber of Secrets cosplay incentive, where Conception will dress up like Harry Potter. I want you to know that it's fun for the audience if he dresses up like Harry Potter, but secretly, it's a very hot costume. So it adds a little bit of like schadenfreude to the equation. Right? Joy in other people's misery. So get your donations in if you want him to be a little lukewarm for his run.
Fantastic. Alright, so this is Larry's challenge. It's actually, in this game, they do a pretty good job with the slides, I think, compared to the original. The slides feel a little slow, and they definitely sped up SpongeBob's sliding speed. I think the original time for this challenge is 3 minutes, but in this game, they only give you 2. Also, I don't need any of the socks, since I already have enough here. But yeah, they only give you 2 minutes here because SpongeBob slides so much faster. But yeah, I need to be careful here. I am on 1 health, and dying would not be cool. So let me watch out for that. And it has been a while since I have done this slide. So this ought to be real fun. This is where, this area is kind of confusing as well. Or it can be. There are several different pathways you can go to, and it's not really clear on which one is the fastest, but because, you know, we are speedrunners, we know which parts are fast. Tongue action freaks me out. Yeah, it's kind of alarming when a sponge uses his tongue to slide on sand. You'd think his hand or his tongue hurts by now. But no, he is very ready. Also, instead of hitting the buttons here, we can just kind of jump over the fence. That's cool. Easy peasy, no problem. Alright. Now we are caught up on spatulas, and now we are ready to go straight to Dutchman's, or the level I like to call Hell on Earth. I did have a Pain-a-Lair reference for Pain. I don't really have a Pain reference for this level, but yeah, there's a couple of lag warps that are alarmingly difficult for me. So here we go. We'll see if I can get these. Interesting. That's not where I wanted to land. However, that honestly was pretty close. Go ahead and give another attempt. Oh, that was nice. That was lovely. Alright. So that was a good lag warp. We're gonna do some more lag strats to grab this here. Fantastic. Yo, Razzle. How's it going, dude? We're gonna do one more lag strat here. Okay, I didn't think so. That's okay. What we can do here is actually warp over to here, and we're actually pretty close to the next spatula. It's a pretty decent backup strat for that. Trip to the dentist pain? Worse. Actually, there's not much worse than that. Okay, my shiny count is actually okay, I think. I think I'm gonna be fine. We'll see. 4,700? Actually, maybe not. But that's okay. We'll figure it out. Like we always do. It's me and you here. We're doing this together. Alright. So now we're gonna do our final lag warp here. Get set up. I think that's good. Alright, I landed on the ship. Perfect. That is actually one of the lag warps that I had the most trouble with. But I got that one first try, so that is good. It's really good. Okay. So here we go. We're gonna end Dutchman, the area 2 for Dutchman here, by jumping on these knobs. You wouldn't think you'd be able to jump on those, but you know, anything's possible in this game. And then we're gonna grab 2 spatulas in this area, actually. One being hitting all the cannon buttons. There's one, and there's also a second spatula at the very top of the ship here. We use a vertical bowl boost to get up super high, and another VBB which takes a pretty precise angle here. Ooh, that one gave me some hype, but not enough. There it is. There it is. So now we can grab the spatula at the top of the ship. And then another for the cannons. Then we can move on to crabs, which I don't think we have enough shinies for. So what I'm gonna do here is go to downtown real quick and grind some shinies. I need 3,000, and I don't think I have Yeah, no, I have 2280, which is probably one round of this. Well, that's not too bad. If ever you're down on shinies, this is a pretty quick way to do it. Alright, not too shabby at all. That's not the right word. There we go. Alright. There we go. And then we're gonna go collect our 2 spatulas from Patrick for collecting his socks. We're actually gonna grab this at the same time. Those 2 at the same time. With only 1 animation. Then we're gonna go to the chum bucket where we will end the game. Alright. But first, 1 more spatula. Because we only have 74. Luckily, our last spatula is in the chum bucket. Now we have the 75 needed to finish the game. So this boss fight's kind of cool. You disable Plankton here. So now he's not going to shoot at us anymore for some odd reason. Oh, just kidding. I lied. He is going to shoot me. But I promise I won't lie anymore. No more lies for the rest of the run, okay? Alright. Here we go. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that one worked, so I wasn't going to say anything. So, there's actually a weird thing with Plankton here. There's a really specific timing in which you need to hit him, and then he just kind of stops. He kind of stops existing. So it's kind of fun to just sit here while he just stares at us. I think that one worked. No, it didn't. It did not work. Yeah, like I said, specific timing. Maybe. Okay, that one worked. So now Plankton is just kind of sitting here, staring at us. Plankton has given up. And all we gotta do is just use the cruise missile, which we just got, by the way. We just got this power up. Normally we'd have to beat Robo Patrick for this, but once you're in the final area, it just kind of gives you the rest of the power-ups. So, that's really convenient. Alright, and from here, you can do a pretty precise jump spin, jump spin. If we don't do that right, we get sent right back to the beginning. And we need to break all the fuses. And that one got broken by the, by something up there. I'm not even sure what hit, but that's okay. No! Okay. There we go. That one has a much better angle. Did I hit that? I did not. Okay. Oh my gosh. There we go. Now it's gone. So there are 6 fuses. That was fuse number 2. And Plankton will just kind of show up as well. So we just kind of hit him to appease his anger. And then we could just hit the fuses in the brain. Yeah. Fuse number 3. Fuse 4 is down here. There are also, if you follow the taxi glitch speedrun, like I said before, that speedrun is under 2 minutes. And you just kind of basically warp straight to the end. And it is nuts. The strats that they use are absolutely insane. And you should definitely check it out if you haven't. But yeah, this is it pretty much. This is the final fuse, and time is about to end when I hit it. And that is it. Time. I went a little over, but we had a little bit of mishaps in the run. A little bit of soft locking. So yeah, you know, that was
What's
BFBB.
important is you finished strong.
I did.
Oh, look, you were underestimate. Look, an estimate of 106. There you go.
Wow, we did it. We did it.
There we go. We did it. Wow. Anything you want to say really quick before we go back to intermission?
Well, I want to thank the BFBB community and everyone who continues to run this game in particular. This game has been through it already, and it's 3 months of being out already, and it's really cool to see people sticking with it and you know, just giving the game some love. I really do think this game deserves a lot of love, and so yeah, thank you to all those runners.
Great. Well, thank you to this specific runner, Josh. You were fantastic. Thank you for participating in SpeedDocsAThon. We really appreciate it, and thank you for delivering a very entertaining run of SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. Rehydrated. That's a mouthful, man.
It is.
We are going to take a pause for the cause before we come back to intermission, so don't you touch that dial. We'll be right back.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.